Hi, welcome to this channel. I'm Roberto Cabras, and from this moment on, I will take you into the world of nature from a completely new perspective. Thanks to the use of special cameras placed on the bodies of animals, we'll be able to observe the environment directly from their point of view, experiencing it in an immersive, up-close way like never before. We will explore together the world of four-legged animals, aquatic creatures, birds, and even insects, stepping into their paths, their movements, and the places they travel through every single day. Right here on AI Wildcam.
Welcome to AI Wildcam. Discover the wonders of the world through the eyes of animals. Thanks to cameras with front and rear views, we will take you on a unique journey through paths and places no human could reach. Experience nature as you've never seen it before.
To capture these extraordinary images from the deepest parts of the ocean abyss, we imagined a method that no human diver could ever attempt. At depths measured in miles below the surface, under crushing pressure and in total darkness, traditional exploration becomes almost impossible. To overcome that limit, we used a highly specialized deep-sea concept, a compact pressure-resistant camera system mounted directly onto the back of a Hadal snailfish, one of the few fish capable of surviving in the most extreme regions of the ocean. The Hadal snailfish is a remarkable deep-sea creature, perfectly adapted to life in the deepest trenches on Earth. Its body is soft, pale, and semi-translucent, with delicate skin, subtle bioluminescent details, and a broad gelatinous head, shaped by an environment of darkness, cold, and unimaginable pressure. It does not look like a fast predator or a powerful hunter. Instead, it appears fragile, ghost-like, and almost unreal, yet it is one of the true survivors of the Hadal zone. Mounted on its back is a lightweight exploration camera with two forward-facing lights positioned beneath the lens. This setup allows the fish to move naturally while the camera records exactly what it sees ahead. The lights cut through the black water, revealing only a narrow path of visibility, while everything beyond remains swallowed by darkness. What makes this perspective so powerful is that it is not the view of a machine descending from above, but the view of a living creature traveling through a realm where humans cannot go freely. Through the Hadal snailfish, the abyss finally reveals its secrets. 1. Crate and scattered objects. In the deep darkness of the abyss, the beam of light reveals a discovery that seems to come from another era. A large crate, worn away by time, resting on the seafloor, and surrounded by scattered objects nearly swallowed by sand and marine sediment. Around the structure, metallic fragments, broken containers, rounded shapes, and remnants of tools can be seen, all suggesting the passage of humans through a place where humans truly should not be. Everything appears motionless, silent, suspended in an unreal stillness. Rust, mineral buildup, and the dust of the sea have transformed each object into a mysterious artifact. This is not just a lost crate, but a scene frozen in time, as if someone abandoned everything in haste and left the seafloor to guard the secret for centuries. The fishcam light reveals only part of that story, leaving the rest hidden in darkness. 2. Chains and bell. Between the sand and the rocks of the seafloor, enormous corroded chains emerge, lying across the marine ground like iron serpents. A little farther ahead, a large bell appears, tilted, heavy, solemn, almost as if it were still waiting to ring in the silence of the abyss. The scene feels both majestic and unsettling. The chain links are thick, massive, worn down by water and salt, and they seem to belong to an ancient ship or a structure that sank long ago. The bell, now mute, carries the weight of years and mystery. Around it, the light from the mounted lamps cuts through suspended particles in the water, revealing details for only a few moments before everything dissolves back into blackness. It is the kind of discovery that leaves you speechless because it does not simply show a lost object, but a preserved fragment of submerged history, untouched in its melancholy, as if the sea itself had chosen to keep it hidden from the world. 3. Bones of a great animal, whale or dinosaur. Suddenly, the seafloor changes shape, and before the camera, enormous bones appear, vast curved forms rising from the sand like the ribs of a colossal creature that has slept there for centuries. The first thought is immediate: a whale, a giant being of the sea, now reduced to a skeleton. But the arrangement of the bones, their sheer scale, and the way they emerge from the darkness leave room for a more fascinating question. What if it is not just a whale? What if the seafloor is hiding something even older, something that evokes the imagery of dinosaurs, ancient predators, and lost ages? The light slides across the pale surfaces of the bones, while the darkness around them remains dense and impenetrable. It is a vision that strikes deeply because it places the viewer in front of something enormous, ancient, and almost impossible to fully understand. In that moment, the ocean no longer feels like a natural environment alone, but like an immense grave where time has buried creatures and stories that still leave us wondering. 4. Giant watch. On the seafloor appears an object that feels almost impossible, a giant antique watch, lying in the sand as if it had fallen there from another world. Its surface is worn, distorted by time, covered with marine corrosion and mineral buildup, yet the face is still recognizable. The numerals, the broken hands, and the rusted chain disappearing behind the body of the object turn the entire scene into something deeply symbolic. In the middle of the abyss, where time no longer exists in the way we understand it on land, this watch feels almost like a silent provocation. How did it get here? Who lost it? And above all, how long has it been lying there, motionless, far from the light of the sun? The camera brushes past it and observes it for only a few moments, but that is enough to make the discovery unforgettable. It is not just a lost human object, but the image of time itself sinking, breaking apart, and being slowly consumed by the depth of the sea. 5. Skull. Among debris, sand, and corroded structures, the light falls on a shape our eyes recognize immediately: a human skull. Its presence changes the tone of the scene at once. This is no longer only an exploration of lost objects, but the sign of a story that ended badly, of a life interrupted and left in the hands of the sea. The skull is motionless, almost unnaturally clean in its form, and the contrast between its pale silhouette and the dark seafloor makes it even more striking. Around it, rusted metal, broken wreckage, and rocky masses intensify the feeling of being in a place shaped by tragedy and memory. There is no visible violence, but there is something even stronger: absolute silence. A silence that seems to preserve the echo of whatever happened there. The camera does nothing more than pass by, observe, and record. But for the viewer, that image remains fixed in the mind, like an open question, suspended somewhere between archaeology, human drama, and mystery. 6. Head of a statue. In the heart of abyssal darkness, the face of a great statue head emerges, half buried among rocks and sediment, like a fragment of a civilization swallowed by the sea. Its features are still readable: the nose, the mouth, the empty eyes, the solemn and motionless expression. The light brushes across it from the side and reveals its material, smooth in some places and weathered in others, as if time and the sea had worked together to turn it into a relic. This discovery carries a different kind of power from the others because it speaks not only of loss, but of culture, memory, and art. It is the sign of something that once had a precise meaning, perhaps sacred, perhaps commemorative, and now lies far from everything in a realm where no one should find it. The statue seems to stare into the void, indifferent to the passing of the fish and the camera's light, and that is exactly why the scene is so powerful. It confronts us with the idea that the sea, in its silence, does not preserve only natural remains or wreckage, but forgotten fragments of human history as well. Thank you for watching this video until the end. Your support is truly important and motivates us to keep creating increasingly immersive and engaging content. Your support helps the channel grow and allows these videos to reach more and more people passionate about nature, exploration, and immersive filming. We'll see you here in the next video. See you soon on AI Wildcam.